I don't usually mix wine and whiskey, but tonight is Bardstown Bourbon Company Collaborative Series Silver Oak, a bourbon finished in silver oak cab barrels. So I thought, why not have a glass before having a glass? Cheers. That is pretty good. I'm a fan of Bardstown Bourbon Company. I like doing their tour, I like eating at their restaurant, and I like drinking their whiskey. I passed on this bottle numerous times, slightly put off by its price tag before finally giving in. And I also picked up, of course, the Silver Oak Cab to go with it and have a pour beforehand. Let's go ahead and talk about the whiskey, and then we'll have a sip. Another sip of wine, too. This is a blend of 6 different bourbons with distinct mash bills from 4 states: Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Indiana. They range in age from 9 to 14 years old, and interestingly enough, the majority of the blend at 25% is the 14-year Kentucky bourbon. It's finished for 17 months in silver oak cab barrels. I don't know which exact cab it was finished in. I don't know if it even matters. This specifically is a Silver Oak 2019 cab from Alexander Valley. It runs $89 at Total Wine. It's bottled at 108 proof, and I paid $150 for this bottle. So I oftentimes sample Mrs. Captain's wine from time to time, and cabs have become one of my favorites. Oftentimes they're bright and they're bold. The good ones have a nice depth to them. They're fruity and spicy and a bit tannic. These are the things that I've really grown to enjoy when I'm drinking a wine. But let's get into the whiskey here. That's what we're here for, and see what we think about this one. And I have had a couple pours of this whiskey already and took some back west when I went and visited my daughter, who's 24, and I shared some with her. Cheers, guys. On the nose, it is bourbon. It is vanilla, brown sugar. I do think it's a bit oaky and nutty, kind of woodsy, and I interpret that as like kind of an oaky note and some nuttiness to it as well. It's bright. It gets coming out at you. Not a lot of ethanol on it, but it's a nice nose. So vanilla, brown sugar, earthy, some nuttiness and oakiness to it. Bright. It's nice, welcoming, and inviting. I do like the nose. Cheers, guys. Is that vanilla? There's some brown sugar. Definitely a touch of nuttiness going on there. I think it's been well blended. Like the bourbon notes are great. It's not off-putting in any way. The finish is not overhanded. I think we've all had a poorly finished whiskey where the finish overruns the bourbon. That's not the case here. Still that nuttiness. A bit of butterscotch going on there. There's some sweetness going. A little bit of fruitiness going on, like a nice dark cherry note to it. It's nice and lush, nice and weighty, the pour. It has a sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. I think a bit of that fruitiness, it plays in that dryness. There's a bit of that tannic nature. It plays really well with the bourbon, that sweetness. Again, all the mash bills in here are a high corn, like a sweet bourbons, and I think that plays really well with the dry nature, the fruitiness of the cab. So I think it's all blending together really, really well. I mean, we've all had really nice finished whiskeys, and I feel like this one is hitting the marks. Like, it's blended well. It's not overly finished. You can still tell you're drinking a bourbon, and I think those are all great things. It has a nice roundness and spiciness to it, which is complementing that vanilla note, the little bit of brown sugar note. It has some nuttiness to it, and it's all just nice and rounded. It's weighty, has a nice mouthfeel, and I think it is a pretty good pour. You know who doesn't think this is a good pour? Is Mrs. Captain. Not that she doesn't like it, but you know, when you have a nice wine finished bourbon, she would prefer a bit more of that wine influence. If you're a whiskey guy and you don't want that wine to overrun the bourbon, but it adds in a robustness and a lushness to the pour, then this would be a pour for you. So I recently went back west to visit my daughter, who is 24, so she's definitely legal. And I took 4 different whiskeys to her, including the Noble Share, the Jack Daniel's 12-year, the Bardstown Bourbon Company's Silver Oak, and one other one which I can't think of offhand. It was the Silver Bank 10-year. And her preference of all those 4 pours, think about which one would be your favorite, but her favorite was the Silver Oak finished Bardstown Bourbon Company bourbon here from the Collaborative Series. And you know what? I don't disagree with her. I think it's a pretty good. It's leaving me here with like a drying, nutty, fruity bit here. Just that's going to be the overriding finishing note that I'm getting here as I'm sitting here and just breathing in and out and feeling and tasting this whiskey here. I think it's a nice finish, and you know, if you do like overly finished whiskeys, then this would not be the one for you. We've also had the Carter Cellars from the Collaborative Series from Bardstown Bourbon Company, and these are crazy distinct pours. We had to order it offline, a Carter Cellars cab to have this. Mrs. Captain and I drank those together, and this was a really, really excellent pour. A nicely finished whiskey. This one, the cab influence is greater than on the Silver Oak. I think here the bourbon kind of overruns that a little bit. And it's not a bad thing. It's just on your preference, right? I might prefer the Silver Oak to the Carter Cellars, but honestly, they are very distinct and both super excellent pours. $150 that will deter a lot of guys. It deterred me for a little bit on here, but it's actually fairly appropriate for the type of whiskey that we have here. Think about Blood Oath and the Prisoner's Share from High West. Both those are in the $139 to $175 range. So $149, $150, it is, I think, just about right. And I think for what this is, again, robust, lush pour. It's a nice weighty, has a nice roundness with some cab notes in there, but mostly that bourbon coming through. And 25% is a 14-year, so I think this is a pretty good pour. Whether or not you think $150, that's up to you. I'm glad to have this with me. I'm not going to buy a lot of these Collaborative Series. They are relatively expensive. My friend Scott, he has the En Route one, and he really likes that one. I've had a pour of it, and I think it's pretty great. But at $150 a pop, I think I'm going to be very selective about which ones I pick up. But I'm happy to have this one and add it to my shelf. So, all right, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, like it. It's free. Subscribe to see more of my content. Again, I talk about whiskey and books. But for now, my friends, I hope you're reading something good and drinking something great. And wear that damn hat. Cheers.